Howdy bound to all of you out there in Cyberland. It's time for another episode of DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan. And I'd like to thank the 173 subscribers that I actually have now. You all guys are actually all amazing. I'm actually steadily climbing up and everything like that. Thank you all for joining me today. And it seems like Walgreens is actually the place to go. Remember my chagrin with Walmart? I'm going to keep on mentioning it. But it seems like Walgreens and Amazon are actually the places to go to if you actually want anything and if you want exactly what you actually ordered for. I actually saw that Earthrise Bluestreak was actually being offered online and everything on the Walgreens store. And I decided to take the opportunity to buy them, and I am really impressed. I have one point of chagrin, and I'm going to take you over to Studio A so we can actually check this guy out in all of his splendor. Also, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I'd really love it if you actually join my channel. Welcome back, and grab a snack, and we'll take a look over at this guy and see what we think. Hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm going to tell you, I'm actually really impressed with Earthrise Bluestreak. I love the art that's actually going on over here. I wish the legs were like a little bit more solid. I'm actually going to go into that in just like a moment and everything. And I really do love this figure a lot. There are one or two gripes that I actually have with him, but otherwise than that, he already has won my heart. So I'm actually just going to leave this over here. And you know, anybody who's actually been with me already knows that I actually love the Fair Lady Z. Like, it's actually one of the best cars in the world to me. And I keep on talking about this smokescreen, the smokescreen version of this. I love it, and I've always loved this car ever since I was a wee lad. So with that being said, it's really nice to get an updated version of it and everything. You know, this is Earthrise Bluestreak, and I am really, really in love with this guy and everything like that. Like, look at this. I am actually loving the attention to detail right over here with the brake lights. I'm loving, like, all the curves over here all together and everything, and I'm really surprised that they actually gave us like painted alloys and everything like that. That's actually really nice. Kind of wish it was actually pinned, but that's pretty much it. Mine, it doesn't really lock in as well or anything like that on the top, and like everybody will probably have their own points of contention and everything like that. My copy doesn't really lock in that much. I'm not really that upset about that or anything like that, although I kind of wish it actually did. And this is actually the thing that I love most about this. These headlights are so amazing. I love that front grille, but these headlights just says it all to me and everything. I kind of wish that he actually came with like darker tinted windows and everything like that, or like maybe like a little bit of a bluer tint and everything going on over here and everything like that, you know? Like, as far as a comparison, I actually have him over here with his Siege counterpart, and that's actually really nice too. See, I really think that the thing that they actually did on Siege over here with the smoky gray should have actually translated right over to this guy, or they could have actually just like maybe just like even just put like a little bit more blue there and everything like that. But I am still a big fan of the clear windows. I kind of wish that they were actually taken in parts and everything more than anything else. Like, my one major point of contention in auto mode will probably be that they didn't use a separate piece for the hood and a separate piece for the windows, and just make that one cohesive piece and everything like that, so you could actually have like a little bit more durability. You wouldn't have to you wouldn't actually have to paint the top of the hood or anything like that, you know? So that's really it as far as that goes. Mine has like a little bit of scuffing over here. I'm pretty sure maybe I might be able to find like a good matte paint to like actually go along with that and everything, but like aside from that, he is really beautiful. I love this so much. Also, I kind of wish that they actually kind of like went through and just kind of like painted this side right over here, like maybe like the muffler side and everything like that, you know? But aside from that, really, really clean. I love the way this guy actually looks. And yeah, I'm actually going to take him into like a quick transformation and show you how that's actually done. And then we'll come back over here and I'll give you some more thoughts. Before we continue with that, I just wanted to show you the weapons array. He actually has this blaster right over here. These two mini blasters can actually connect right onto his main weapon. And if you actually wanted to, you could actually take these apart and put them right into the peg holes. Right here and right here to actually have some. That's actually very cool. And you can even put like one right over here too and everything, you know? So you actually have like a lot of play value on this. I really like it. And I'm also really liking this whole entire like front grille right over here, this like front spoiler. That's really, really cool. I'm just really digging this guy so much. Anyway, on to transformation. So, transformation for this guy is really, really easy, but there are a couple of things that you actually have to look out for when transforming him from auto mode to robot. So, right now we're just going to open up the doors right over here, and there are a couple of pegs that actually connect right into doors. So when you're actually going back into robot mode, into auto mode, just make sure you actually do that. So just open up the doors. Let's move the hands down and out. And we'll actually take the extreme way of just opening those doors. Now we're going to bring that whole entire section up and then just accordion his legs all the way out. I really am a big fan of the way that's actually done, but I also have my points of contention with that as well. So I'll check that out in a moment. Then you'll actually just pull down those heels right then and there, and we'll separate the legs. They're actually held in by a peg that's actually connected here, and a peg that's actually over here that connects right into the leg itself. Then we'll rotate. That way you'll actually have the front section actually just like all in alignment here. Then what I'm actually going to do is I'll actually rotate the head around this way. Then we just want to push this front hood right in and right against the car, right against the front of the hood right here. Then we'll bring this down and we'll accordion everything right onto there. That way he actually locks in over here, he locks in over here, and now all we have to do is just get the armpit pegs right in here and in there, and just rotate his arms and bring them down. Once you finish transforming him, all you want to do now is just split this whole entire thing and just repeg all of his weapons right onto his shoulders and give him his gun. And there you actually have Earthrise Bluestreak in robot mode. So I'm going to take you back over to stage A and we'll continue our review. Oh my god, look at this guy. One thing I actually do have to say though is that one thing that I actually did miss in my transformation is that you can actually lower these two pieces right over here and right over here to cover up the insides of the feet altogether and everything. So you don't necessarily have to like notice that there's like this huge gap that's actually like right in his legs and everything, but I really don't mind it as much. The only thing that's actually going is that with mine are actually super easy to come off like that, and I'm not exactly sure if it's actually kind of like more of a issue with the plastic itself, or the fact that I might have to like actually put some like kikis or some floor polish on there in order to like actually keep it, in order to keep that piece in here. But aside from that, what a beast. This guy is just really, really awesome. I love it. My one point of contention is just this panel altogether, you know? But aside from that, just let me give you a close-up of this guy's grill. Now, if that's not saying Bluestreak, I don't know what is. I love everything about this guy. He actually has these kind of like bluish green kind of like eyes and everything like that. I think that's actually great altogether. Kind of like sets him apart from like all the rest of the Autobots and everything, and like really just like everything about this guy is actually really great. I love this giant emblem that's actually right there. Like all his sculpted detail is like fantastic. Love the thicker legs that they actually gave him on his on this version of Bluestreak. And if you actually wanted like a little bit more dynamic action, these don't lock in for me as much or anything like that. Yours may vary, but I love the fact that you can actually like give him a little bit more like elbow room or a little bit more shoulder room here, so to speak, so he can actually like just move a little bit better and everything. He's actually just got some really great dynamic action going and everything, you know? First off, let's just give him, he's actually got 360 right over here by his neck. You can actually look up, you can actually look down. You actually have like a rotational joint right over here. You have a universal hinge. You actually have like a rotational joint right over here. If you actually move his wing out of the way and everything like that, it can actually be pretty much unfettered. You actually have like a waist joint right over here, a beautiful hip joint right over here where he can actually kick forward. He can actually he actually has more bend than you'll actually need and everything due to transformation, you know? Also, he's actually got like ankle tilt and pivot. He also has dorsiflexion, really, really nice. He's actually got like wrist articulation. He's got elbow articulation. Every single piece of him is actually fit with like a lot of dynamics and everything, so you can actually pretty much like be satisfied with any single pose that you actually put him in. He's actually really, really great. I love it. I love the dynamics that he actually has with every single thing that he actually does. It's really, really great. I love this guy. And to give you some comparison, I'm actually going to give you a direct comparison with what we had with. I'm going to give you a direct comparison with what we had with Earthrise, with Transformers Siege, and both looking pretty awesome. I really love the differences between them all together. So like I think he actually fills out more heroic proportions and everything like that. So like I really love that about him. And not only that, but I also think that the Earthrise face actually really fits Bluestreak more than anything else. Like on this version, he actually looks more like Prowl to me. I really hope that when we actually do get Prowl, that we'll actually see a lot more of this going for Prowl more than anything else, because I definitely think that the thinner face on this guy and everything kind of like makes him fit a little bit more Prowl's profile more than anything else. But aside from that, like this is actually really great. My one point of contention about this version of him is that they're still using the clear plastic and everything in order to like make the legs work and everything, and I always kind of feel as though that's actually such a huge miss, only because of the fact that I'm always worried about like the durability of the clear plastic over time and everything. But I'm pretty sure that if you don't do anything drastic or anything like that, he should actually be okay. I really love this though. Like this guy actually really is kind of like just like a really great like how can I say it, a breath of fresh air really and everything like that. Even though we're actually getting something that we've actually kind of like had forever now and everything with G1 and everything, but like as far as like being like a revamped version of G1, this is actually great. I love it. But to give you a little bit more of an idea into like the dynamic nature of Earthrise Bluestreak, I'm going to give you a quick comparison between him and Masterpiece Bluestreak. Look at these two guys together. They're really, really awesome. And I love the fact that these guys actually kind of like are very much in par with each other, except that Masterpiece Bluestreak will actually have the better plastic quality, the better transformation, and that sort of thing. He's actually like a lot more complex and everything than say Earthrise Bluestreak right over here. Although you are actually getting a very simplified masterpiece here and everything, you know? Like, I really love the way they actually really kind of like just very much resemble one another. And there is a lot of that to be said about like making a simplified masterpiece that actually kind of like really fits the bill. Really, really nice. I'm actually really highly recommending this guy. I think aside from like the legs and everything like that, as far as like being hollow and everything like that, or like not being as solid as I keep on feeling as though it should actually be, and these panel pieces right over here, everything else is amazing. My weapons don't lock in as well or anything like that. Like, I kind of feel like this is actually pushed out a little bit more and everything. I will find some ways to solidify for that, but aside from that, he's actually great. Kind of wish his wings actually kind of like went up like on the masterpiece version, but I really, really love it. I think that Earthrise Bluestreak is really worth the money, and I think that everybody should actually kind of like have one and everything. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that he isn't actually going to be as scarce over in Walgreens stores. I hope every single one of you will actually be able to find one. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this, and I shall return. So, my points of contention aside, I really can't believe how dope Earthrise Bluestreak actually came out to be. Earthrise Bluestreak actually has like a lot of dynamics that actually make him really so much fun to play around with and everything like that. I love everything about this guy. He is pretty much like a great character to actually put into your collection, and I can easily see why he's actually so like sought for. And Bluestreak is a real worthy addition to anybody's shelf. I am pretty sure I'm actually going to be like, just like rearranging a lot on my shelf altogether, especially since Earthrise Part 2 is actually out now and everything like that, or we're actually slowly starting to see it trickle into the stores and everything, you know? I really hope you guys actually find them. Happy hunting to each and every one of you. And that's it for me, DIECAST NORBZ, saying to every one of you that when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. Also, the most gangster thing you can actually do is being kind to one another, and being kind to yourselves. Be kind, play it forward. Also, be a hero, wear a mask. That's it for me. I will talk to you all soon.